Hi everybody, welcome to CastorsCorner.com. I'm your host Khalil, and we are here for a toy of the day, but we're looking at Castor's Corner's beginnings. And so one of the lines that really stuck in my head was based on robots that transform and fight alongside humans. And no, it is not Transformers. Although we will be doing Transformers, it's actually GoBots. But before we get there, remember to hit the subscribe button down below. Remember to follow us. We are at Castor's Corner on all social media. And remember to check out the Cornercast podcast every Monday night, a new podcast here on Apple Podcasts. And actually, you can listen to them here on YouTube. After you subscribe, you'll get the notifications. So I don't remember what it was, but I don't know if I was too young for Transformers to really get into them. But Transformers were fun, but they didn't capture my imagination the way that GoBots did. And a couple months ago, my friend Brian, sent me a picture because he was tracking down months ago. It was almost a year ago. He was tracking down vintage toys for a friend of ours, and he sent me a picture, and I got into a fight with him about it. It was a stupid fight because it was a misunderstanding in communication, and so it kind of sent me down the path to look at what I already have for GoBots and what do I need. And so I dug through and found all of my vintage GoBots, and they're very simple robot cars in some way, shape, or form. And I think what the magic of them were, they weren't big, so I can carry a bunch of these with me, and they felt like Matchbox cars. They were very simple, and they were really easy to transform. There was no real kind of big fight to kind of transform them. They were very simple, like legs fold out, boom, arms fold out, flip them up, and now you've got your robot. Some of the parts don't hold. They actually didn't hold that well back then either. And you got your parts. And so they were really simple transformations. They were really easy to do for little kids. And I love the cartoon. I don't know why. I just did. I love Scooter. Scooter, I remember hunting through the house one day for Scooter, not being able to find it as I got older. And I'm sure Mom threw him out. Or threw him out. But, my fascination with the characters and with the property just continued. They had the same idea as Transformers. One set of good guys, one set of bad guys. They were fighting for, domination on Earth, and they had Earth friends that helped them. And I wanted Scooter as a kid because of this. And Turbo was my favorite. Turbo was my absolute favorite character on the show, hands down. And then they had things like these. They had Cykill, which was a motorcycle. I thought it was a really cool. I think that they still are. I mean, they're just super simple. It took me 2 seconds to do that. Just fold them out, and you've got your robot. And it really did capture my imagination. And then at a certain point later in the series, or it felt like it was later in the series, they came out with this guy, the Power Suit. And what was amazing about the Power Suit was that the good guys and bad guys had power suits. Although I never got the bad guy one growing up. But I needed to have this one. I did. I really needed it. And we got it. And then we realized that not everybody fits in one of these suits. Because when you got them, this is one of the rarities where I actually have the packaging. Mint on card, although the card is a little bit warped. On the back, you can see each suit could hold a different person. So Scooter could fit into 3 and 4. Turbo could fit into 3 or 4. So which one is 3 and 4? I think 3 and 4 are the bottom ones. Am I gonna actually take these apart? Maybe. I actually don't remember. Because like once you got them on, you couldn't add them. Oh, you could slide them in. So Turbo could. No, you can't. You need to take them off. I bought this in one piece, so I don't know. Oop. Oh, you can. All right, there you go. So Turbo can actually slide right in there, and they are made to hold them. And so different robots could fit into different suits, and the power suits gave them power. And I remember them being a big part of the cartoon. The center chest plate opens up, and you can put robots in there as well, GoBots in there. And it was just one of those things that really just captured my imagination more so than Transformers did at the time. The villains also had their own power suits, and they had their own layouts as well. And I actually have carded ones of these too, so I have a full set of them. It's one of those things where right place, right time. Sometimes you get the power suits when they're all put together and they've got the hands and the feet and the main part. And sometimes you hunt for years and just don't find them. And so there's a little bit of also a feeling of accomplishment with some of these things, that you feel like you actually did something when you got them. And there are times where you look at them and go, you know, who was your favorite? Who stood out? And Pathfinder, this little spaceship kind of thing, for some reason, she was one of my favorites. I don't know why. It was like her and Turbo. Scooter and Leader 1 were fine. They were great. But there was something about Pathfinder and Turbo, those two, that really just stood out to me, that really made an impact on me. And I remember Turbo happened to be one of the hardest ones to find for a long time, or at least it seemed like a long time as a kid. So we tracked him down, and we actually got him at the KB Toys in the Trumbull Mall. And I remember finding him at the back of one of the pegs on an end cap in that KB, and being like in shock, like, oh my God, we got it. Like, we got it. Can we go get chocolate chip cookies? Like, it was like one of those win days where like, oh my God, we won, we got it. And now like I want to celebrate. And like, I felt like, you know, we had all these suits, we had all these things. We tracked down characters based on this list to try to make sure that we could, you know, fill each of these suits with at least one person. And I remember learning what a Rolls Royce is because of this. Like, I remember learning that. And it's one of those things where, you know, you don't realize, like, I have no idea why, but I knew what a Rolls Royce was. I knew what it was based on, and I don't know if I still have him. You know what a Rolls Royce is based on that need to find him back then. I do not have one right now. But I just remember thinking, like, why does a 7-year-old know exactly what a Rolls Royce is, a white Rolls Royce, and why is he like so excited to get it? Well, he was like one of like 2 or 3, 4 characters I think that fit in the first, the first suit is the one that held the least amount of characters. So, you know, we were like, we need this one, or this one, or this one, and how can we get it? And so we were looking for those kind of things. So it really is just one of those things where you don't think you're going to learn about things, but it's funny. GoBots are not recommended for children below 5 years old because they contain small parts which could be swallowed or inhaled. Following chart shows which GoBots fit in each power suit. Note some GoBots do not fit in certain power suits. And this is from 1985, so I was 6 years old when these came out. But they really did just capture the magic of me as a kid. And I carried them everywhere with me. Like, I carried Scooter everywhere with me. And Leader 1 was just like a huge part of my growing up. So I'm going to take some pictures of you guys in the power suits. We're going to take them individually as robots, and then as their GoBot form, and then as their very easy transforming forms here, like Leader 1 here. And we'll do some pictures, and you can check out our gallery on castorscorner.com. I hope you enjoyed the trip down memory lane. I hope that you guys have some memories about GoBots. Tell us in the comments who your favorite GoBot was. Did you watch GoBots? Did you not like GoBots because you were a Transformers kid? Or did you do both? And remember, hit the subscribe button down below. The more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and then we get to share them with you. And remember, follow us on Kastor's Corner. Follow us. We're at Kastor's Corner. Go to castorscorner.com for a full archive, and check out the Cornercast podcast every Monday night for that. And come back for another episode of Beginnings tomorrow here on castorscorner.com. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.